Hi, my name is Lorri and I am here with the Empowered Boss Lady series, and I am so thrilled and excited to interview this powerhouse. She is such a strong woman, but also so wise and so good at what she does. I mean, she's actually really is passionate about changing lives through lending, and I really am grateful to be on here with you. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to find out more about you. So let me just share some of the things about you.
Yes.
Stacey has worked in the I didn't know you worked in the lending industry for over 30.
I was a toddler.
A toddler. She's just a baby with a wide range of expertise from her extensive experience in operations, sales, and management. She's the third generation in her family. In the real estate and lending profession, her daily passion is drawn from those roots from her family. Just incredible. I had no idea. It's no wonder that you're such a badass. I have to say that out loud. And when she is not helping her clients realize their dreams of home ownership, you can find her at the gym training, which is her other passion, doing Spartan races, obstacle courses. She's just like, you've been doing those for how long, Stacey?
2016.
That's incredible.
Fun.
So it empowers you to even do your job better, I feel.
It is, absolutely. You know, from exercise, just that fit feeling is so empowering. And you don't have to be a size 0. You know, to do that for sure.
So strong, you know, and you can feel that. And I always say physically, mentally, emotionally strong, and then it comes in. I'm just spiritually strong as well.
It does, yeah.
She's a supporter and advocate for numerous charities, but one of her favorite is Stand Up Placer, which I need to tell you, I went to counseling for Stand Up Placer when I left my abusive husband,
right,
in 1999 and 2000. Personally, been helped by them, and they
are fantastic. I mean, they're the rape crisis center of all of Northern California. And then, of course, when the sex trafficking thing started being such a big issue, and now we know it's really a big issue, right? It's actually coming to fruition. It's not just a conspiracy theory that everyone had that they thought.
Right.
So they're big into sex trafficking, which is that's kind of where I lean. Yeah.
That's so fantastic. Yeah. And so I love that that's one of your charities of choice. She's also a board member and VP of membership to the Loyola Guild of Jesuit High School.
Right. So what we do there is we actually do charity events to help with scholarships for kids that can't afford to go to Jesuit. So all the money that we earn through the Loyola Guild, which is all the moms, by the way, Moms for Others, that money goes towards scholarship funds.
That is so, how do you find time to do that?
They forced me to go to meetings. Let's just put it that way.
Wow, that is so great. And
they put it on my calendar.
And your eldest son graduated, he was an alumni of 2011, and your youngest son will be graduating in 2022.
Yes.
So, which
brings quite a spread.
I know. He's a proud mother of 2 sons, Jacob, who's 27, and Jack, who's 16. And she's the mom to 7 Daschunds, Luke, and can tell me all their names?
No, there's only 2.
Okay.
Yeah, no, not 7. I would have 7, but DJ's not having that.
That's so great. And so you have 2, Luke and Leia?
Yeah, so Star Wars, Luke and Leia, we're little Star Wars nerds.
And last but far from least, her better half, DJ, whom she's spent the last 12 years with, and looks forward to growing old together. That's so great that you have found your other half. And
yes.
That's empowered boss ladies, women who are strong, sometimes have a really hard time finding men that are strong, and I voice refuse to dumb it down to be with somebody who is threatened by being a strong woman. And it sounds like, how did all that come into fruition for you?
Well, with him, so he used to own his own mortgage and real estate company. So I had an investor that needed money when the market was crashing, and I brought the investor and developer to his office. And then it was, lust at first sight, I will say. It definitely wasn't love at first sight.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah, but it was, he is a very strong person as well. So it's this, but in fighting and in love, we're very passionate. We're both fire signs. So we're super fiery people. Mm-hmm. So you know, I have to sometimes, you know, just let it go. What hill am I going to die on? Because he's a fight to the death kind of person. And I love that about him, but he's not going to let it go. Let me tell you.
That somebody has to call uncle, and it takes a strong woman to do it, especially, you know, when you have to pick and choose your battles. Like
That's right.
What's really important.
I'll get my way in the end. It's fine.
So here, and that does happen. But I want to know, since you come from three generations.
Yeah. So my grandfather, my mom were both realtors in Sacramento, by the way.
Wow.
So in this area. And then we can get into, I think, in one of the other questions, but my sister-in-law, my brother's ex-wife, was a mortgage processor, and she was in a branch, and she's like, oh my God, I need a receptionist.
That's how it started? That was one of my,
When I was 17, and I was a terrible typist and had no phone etiquette. Let's just go there.
Gosh, and so you came on as a receptionist. So you truly learned the business from the ground up.
Yes, really from the bottom. I was in junior college, and she's like, hey, you want to make some money? It's really good money. And I'm like, sure. Okay. As long as I can still do my classes and do what I need to do. And she brought me up. So, and she's still in the industry today too.
Wow. And have you ever thought about leaving the industry? Is this, have you gone, wow, should I do something else? No, you just love it.
I love it. It's never boring, honestly. As much as we've had the, you know, and I've had a really big crash. We'll get into that later, but it's great. It's never boring. The money is amazing, right? So that makes a huge difference that you go, well, what else would I do? I'm helping people. I'm getting people into homes. I'm, you know, helping restructure and helping people with their finances. Like, I love what I do. And so then you look and go, well, what else would I do? And, you know, and what would I get paid to do that? Right. So it has definitely kept a roof over our heads and my children in private schools. And I'm very humble and grateful for that.
That's so, and you probably have ongoing relationships with families where, you know, 10 years, 15 years. Yeah. You're just always.
I'm doing a loan for someone's grandchild.
Wow.
When you go, wow, am I old or what? They're like, my grandson is going to buy a house. I'm like,
that just shows how long you've been in the business and how much people trust you with their family.
Right. And I tell them, I want to be your lender for life. You know, I want to make sure that you can always feel like you can refer me to your friends and family and children and grandchildren.
And they
grandchildren. Oh God, right?
Happening. And so what would you say is the favorite part of your day? What do you love, and what is your least favorite?
So I love the puzzle. And every single transaction is a puzzle, because every single person, I don't care if you're a state worker and you make exactly the same, you live in the same neighborhood, you bought and set, every single transaction is different. And not only are the clients different, but the programs are different and what they want is different. So I love the puzzle. It's never boring. You look at each person you use and I say, hey, what are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? And then you work backwards from there. And so I love that piece. The one piece that really kind of gets me, and I'm a people pleaser, obviously in this job, you're a people pleaser, right? Is unhappy people. People who are ungrateful or who are just downright vicious. I literally had to fire a client. What's today? Wednesday. The days are.
I know.
I literally had to fire a client because he was just downright vicious to my staff and just being just volatile. I'm like, he's like, well, maybe I'll just find another lender. I said, that's a great idea. I don't think it's a good fit.
You know what? That's so great that you have the back of the people who work for you as well, because they're your diamonds. That's so true.
The thing I don't like is when, you know, I'm like, I'm lending you hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you have the cash to go buy a house, knock yourself out. Otherwise, this is what it takes to get here. And I'm willing to help you, but, you know, don't be, and just downright vile. Ugh.
Yeah. Have you found that with all the craziness that's been going on in the world, that people are a little bit more edgy?
Unhinged.
Yeah.
People are unhinged. And that's why the girls are like, what are you going to say? They're like, ooh, she's going to blow his hair back. And I'm like, no, we're not.
No, we're not. No,
We're
we're
going to
not.
be very polite, very professional, and get rid of him. And then tell the receptionist, if he shows up, call 911. You know, people are absolutely unhinged. And so you just never know. I don't, you know, and I don't want to make an enemy of him. And maybe he was having a bad day, but that was like the 5th bad day he had. And so we're just done with him.
Yeah, that's good though. You know, I've only had to let go of 2 clients in 27 years. So I totally get it.
And you know, you're a counselor as much as I'm a counselor. When I know every detail of every single person's life. I know their intimate details, their divorces, their, you know, fears and dreams and their children and, you know, their finances, which is so important, right? And so you get to know these people so well. So it's really rare that I have to tell people, I'm not the right match for you.
So do you ever have any nights where you're up at night where you're going, God, what am I doing? Or any moments of self-doubt? Because it seems to me like every empowered woman, every powerful woman has always had moments where she wakes up and goes, oh, what am I doing? Like, do you ever have that happen?
Not lately. I mean, really, when the market melted down and that was really the worst time of my life, I don't have much self-doubt. I put together
about 2008.
Yeah.
You
know, for me, self-doubt doesn't really come in too often. I give myself grace. You know, this year's been weird. I haven't trained because we haven't had any Spartan races. So self-doubt really doesn't come in too often. And when I am kind of letting fear kind of dig into my head, fear's a liar. Fear's absolutely a liar. And I have to remind myself of that. After all these years, I've trained myself. I sleep like a baby. I may wake up at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. and ready to go. And I'm thinking files. I sleep like a baby.
So what is your typical?
Not a whole lot of self-doubt. You know, my mom raised a strong girl.
That's so amazingly great. That really is. And I love that you call fear a liar. That's
absolutely a liar.
Yeah, that's so great. And so what time do you get up? And what does your morning look like? And what time do you go to bed typically?
So my normal routine, we're going to just take 2020 out of it because it definitely has not been normal.
Doesn't count.
Yes. So 4 a.m. is my normal wake up time. Gives me a second to get a cup of coffee, get some water, get to the gym by 4:30. Class starts at 5. I do a 5 to 6 a.m. That's the way my ultimate day starts. That's where I'm balanced and everything's happy, right? And then come home, have some breakfast, egg whites, a shake, right? You know, I love my organic too. So just depends on what I'm eating that particular day or that month. Training or not. And then nighttime, I definitely have a routine. I am extremely disciplined, and it does sometimes affect my relationship because my honey is a night owl.
Oh, he is.
Yes. Well, because in real estate, clients, you know, you're writing offers at midnight.
Right.
And so I can't keep that schedule, obviously. I mean,
not at 4 a.m.
schedule, right?
Yeah.
So, I go to bed. I start my routine about 8. Either I soak in Epsom salt or I take a hot shower. I stretch out. I foam roll while I'm watching TV. I lay in bed, and I'm usually asleep by 9. Sometimes 10.
That's so great.
And I'm out. Literally, when I turn it down, I'm like a.
That is really. I just love that. And then how do you? So I was going to ask you, how do you find balance in your life? Like, you have this man that you love so much, and you have 2 boys.
Yes.
And the real estate market is just going bonkers. So how do you find balance?
His business is, so I'll brag on him for a second. He's the #1 agent at his agency. And so he doesn't own his own company anymore, thank goodness. But out of, I think, 300 realtors, he's the #1 agent.
Wow.
Right? So I'm going to make President's Club this year. He's the #1 agent. So we're just going crazy all the time. I mean, it's 24/7 in our house, but we both love it. We both have a passion for it. So it's not a burden, you know? So it is a weird balance though. But when I build my calendar on a weekly basis, it's myself, right? Which is my exercise, right? I have to look, hey, when am I going to work out? What's happening that week? Then it's family, then it's work. And I try to kind of make a line through my day and make sure that I have time, because what my girls do is they set the appointments for me. Once we have clients pre-approved, they'll say, hey, Stacey has a 2 and a 3 and a 7 available. Which one do you want? But myself and family comes first.
That's so great. So you'll take
and
a
it's
7.
hard, and it's not popular. I'm telling you, it's sometimes people are annoyed. I'm like, listen,
I know, because they'll say, if you can't do it, I'll find somebody else who can talk to me at 9 at night. And you'll just be like, I'm all right. I'm okay with that because I can't. Yeah, that's so great.
And guess what? They usually won't. And if they're not respectful and they're kind of in that mode already, I probably don't want to deal with them.
Absolutely.
Because my team is top 5-star. These girls have a system down. We're a machine that runs, and it runs well, and we're on time, and people are happy. And if we got people like that, it's probably not a good fit anyways.
Right. That is so, and you love the Sacramento market.
Totally. Absolutely. But so DJ works in the Bay most of the time.
So he does.
Yeah. So poor guy, runs back and forth. He's always driving back and forth. So I am from San Jose basically to Chico-ish is my market. So I'm all over.
Wow.
But definitely the tri-counties, I would say, is probably my, El Dorado, Placer, Sac is my main, but I got a lot of Bay Area people.
Wow. That's so have you noticed a lot of people moving to this area, or they are?
Yeah. So it's kind of like with Davis as well, or Yolo County, you're seeing people that can't afford Davis or can't get into Davis, they're moving into Woodland. And the people that were coming from the Bay, they sell their home in the Bay, 2 million, 3 million, whatever, this little French window, 2-bedroom house. And then they move to El Dorado Hills. So a lot of times I don't get those transactions when DJ sells one in the Bay and they buy in El Dorado Hills, because they sold for 3 million and they just bought it 900,000 in El Dorado Hills with cash.
God, isn't that
I don't get those.
Crazy? That's awesome. Yeah,
they are, and that's why I'm really pushing my buyers to start getting pre-approved and get moving, because the rents are just going to keep going up.
Right.
Might as well buy.
Right. So, yeah. And
so
what are you? How are you mentoring your people? So what are you saying to your people?
So my staff, you mean? They are super clear as to our plan and our team. So I have a processor that doesn't work just for me, but then I have an assistant and a junior LO that work for me. They know that our goal is, to help as many families every single year, right? The more money I make, the more money they make. That's kind of the way it works, right? So they know that it's VIP service with the clients first, right? It's not about the money, it's about the clients, right? And so I just encourage them to read as much, learn as much, know as much, be licensed in their own right, and eventually be loan officers if they want to. Because awesome. That's the point, is to get them to move on at some point, right? They shouldn't be with me for the rest of their lives.
That's great. And if you could go back to your younger self, like your 20 to 25-year-old self, what would you say to her?
Yes, I've got a lot to say. No. The one thing that I say to all of the women that I mentor, and I'm kind of a mentor of women, which is interesting, and I've never really mentored a man, which is strange because I have a lot of male energy. I tell them, choose wisely, and choose wisely your mate, most important. And that is one of the things where you go, well, I don't get, sometimes we make mistakes. Well, what I have seen is the happiest, most successful people chose their mate wisely the first time.
Yeah.
For someone who's on multiple marriages, right? And we don't know that because, we're young and stupid and we're totally in love. And oh my God, this is so great. But choose your mate wisely. I think that is the best advice I can give people.
that is, and you would have said that to yourself as well.
Oh yeah. My mom tried to, but I'm not listening to her because she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah, right. And so I have another question for you. If somebody's coming to you and they're going, wow, I see this booming market, I really would like to dive in to this field, what advice would you give her or him?
Find a good mentor. So that is everything, because what happens is you can't learn this business, and I would say real estate as well. You can't learn this business by a book. you can pass the test, you can have your license, but you need someone to walk you through every transaction for a good amount of time. And that doesn't mean that they get part of your money. It just means that that's your person who's going to help you. It's like I said, every transaction is different and it's a puzzle, and there's so much to know. It's infinite how much there is to know, especially because half the time I wake up and go, when did that guideline change? We got to do what? And there's a bunch of stuff from COVID that they overlaid for extra security. So we didn't have a 2008 again. And so find a good mentor. You have to have someone that's your person that you can go to, and a good company. I mean, Finance of America has been so good to me. It's ridiculous. I mean, I'm on year 9 now, and we just found out we're servicing our own loans now, which is giant. Wow. Right? Just big things happening. And so find a good company and find a good mentor. You know. And
who mentored you? Who were your favorite mentors?
Yeah, I had to think back when you said I needed to think about that. So there was a boss that I had years ago, over 20 years ago. His name's Bill Lohman, and he's still in the business now. He was a man that pushed me to do everything. He made me be an underwriter. He made me be an ops manager. He made me do all of these things that I did not want to do. To be a well-rounded person in the industry, right? You have to know all of the different positions. So he was fantastic. And I don't think he's retired. He's on my Facebook, but I don't think I think he's still working. And then DJ, boyfriend, because he's a tell you the truth, even if it hurts person. And because we do business together, he has taught me a lot about the way that, because we're 100% referral, and how everyone is attached, and how the whole system works, right? And how it's so important because this person's going to talk to this person, and and so it affects his business as well as mine. And so it's helped me be better with my other realtors as well, right? Because it shows me the whole system. And then my boss now, who is Mike Fard at FAM, he's been my boss the whole time I've been here, and he's because I'm a tough cookie, he'll, say something in an email and then call me and go, and he can, right? He's like, what the hell are you doing? So he's taught me a ton. And then I have a boss now. She's a sales manager. She's my friend, but she's my boss now. And her name's Shannon Hoff, and she's just fantastic. I always say, I want to be Shannon when I grow up. And, I'm older than her, of course. But she's fantastic, and we'll share everything. She's that person that's like, hey, this is what I do. You should do this too.
That is so fantastic.
And that's a blessing, because in this industry, people are super vicious and competitive, and I'm just not like that.
How do you shield yourself from that? Because, as an empowered boss lady,
yes,
a lot of times it's lonely at the top.
Yeah, I'm the person that will show you absolutely every single thing that I do on a daily basis to make you successful, and 1 out of 100 will actually do it.
Yeah.
I will tell every single person. I will show you exactly what I do. I'll give you my templates.
Yes.
Do this, do that. This is the way you should do it. Most people won't do it.
Wow. So fascinating. It's like, and so I want to ask you some rapid fire questions so that our audience can get to know you better. And a lot of these I don't know the answer to either. Okay. You're like, what's she gonna ask me? Okay. So if you were on a desert island, who or what would you bring with you?
Who? So let's think about who. Probably my better half.
Aww.
Yeah, I think so.
That's very cool.
Granted that my minor is grown and out of the house.
Yeah, because you're still a mom, so he has to come, teenager or not. So ocean or mountains?
Ocean.
Dog or cat?
Dog.
Tattoo or no tattoo?
No tattoo for me, but I don't mind them. But no tattoo for me.
No tattoo.
And DJ doesn't have tattoos either, if you can believe that. But 2 random people, neither of us have tattoos.
That surprises me. I thought for sure you'd have a little tattoo hidden away somewhere.
No, I was the piercing girl. When piercings came out, that was my rebel thing, and now I don't have any in my ears.
And so, favorite, I have to ask this as a trainer, favorite binge food?
Wine.
Wine.
Can you choose wine? Can you chew it?
Yeah, you can't. Apparently you can. So
Red wine. That's
Red
definitely
wine.
a cheap thing for me, you know.
A favorite place to go vacation?
I would say Mendocino, which is pretty
Mendocino,
ridiculous. Yes.
and where at in Mendocino?
I like being right in the village so that you can walk to the restaurants and everything, but then, you know, a house right on a cliff somewhere. We're
Very
going
nice.
to Italy this next summer, so maybe that will be my new, if everything opens up, of course. So maybe that would be my new favorite, but for now, I would choose Mendocino every day.
And how do you recharge?
Oh my gosh. I'm a homebody,
Oh,
believe
you
it or not. I
are.
love to be at home. So, you know, my favorite things are being outside, but on the flip side, I'm perfectly happy chilling at home with my family and the dogs, you know, binge watching something.
And speaking of binge watching, do you like mysteries, romantic comedies, or sci-fi?
Sci-fi for sure.
Sci-fi for
And
sure.
the only thing I really watch on TV is garbage TV.
Like, you got to tell us, what is one of them?
Housewives,
Oh, Housewives.
Survivor, 90 Day Fiance. That one's my new obsession.
Yeah, all the reality shows. Yeah.
Garbage. Because, you know, for me, I need to just, you know, just totally, I don't want to be thinking about it or waiting for the next. I'm just like, I record them and just watch them.
Well, I know that anybody who has you on their side is going to be successful. And I am so grateful that you agreed to be on the Empowered Boss Lady series. Is there anything you'd like to tell the audience?
Oh my gosh. Discipline. I want to leave everyone with discipline, because if you have discipline in anything, whether it's personal or professional, that's what's going to keep you and take you where you need to go. You have to be disciplined, and whatever that means to you. You know, you don't have to be, you know, a top producer or, you know, in your life, but being disciplined will take you anywhere you want to go.
And do you feel that you're competitive? Like, do you worry about other loan office, any other women who are in the lending industry, or how do you feel about that?
I'm an unusual person in that, because I'm competitive with myself. I'm very hard on myself if I don't kind of do what I set out to do. So I will keep pushing and pushing and pushing until I meet that particular goal. And so I'm competitive with myself, but not really with other people. And my industry is very competitive. I'm like, don't care. I'm more concerned about what my numbers are. Yes. My family, my income, my clients, my, you know, my brand. Yeah. So I'm more about my own performance than anything.
I love that you do Facebook Lives. I love that you put yourself out there. I do.
I think people need to know who you are. And I think that, you know, you post things on Facebook, but people don't really know who you are. And if you do a video, it's kind of hard to hide it.
and has that served you well?
It has served me very well. I mean, I get business directly from Facebook. People that I haven't talked to in a while, people I don't even know message me, hey, I want to get pre-approved to get a loan. Hey, I want to refinance. Or people will come up to me in person and I don't recognize them, of course. And they're like, oh my gosh, I love your stuff on Facebook. I'm like, wow, it is very impactful. So I try to, you know, I don't censor myself. Obviously, you're on Facebook with me, so you see what I post. And if you're on my Facebook, you know who I am.
You do.
Yeah, and I think that it's important. It's love me or hate me, you know.
I think that people who work with you really know who you are, and I also feel they feel the fire of you. I think that they feel the passion for you, that you will be that passionate about helping them with their loan. That's what I see. You know, I do see that. So with that being said, if anybody would like to work with you in this group, and anybody's interested in a loan, how can they reach you? We will also put a link underneath this video, but why don't you tell us how they can reach you for a consultation?
I was going to say, calling me or texting me is the best way to get to me. It's quickest. So 916-541-6049. That's been my cell phone number for 15 years.
I'm going to say it one more time.
Yep, 916-541-6049. That's
great. And we'll put a little link. Yeah, we'll put a little link down here at the bottom. But you are amazing. I'm so grateful for you. I feel like we've really got to know each other over the last couple of years. And you know what I've loved? That even during this crazy time, you have remained steady. Like I can look at you, and you actually I actually get inspired when I watch you because you hold your energy. You haven't wavered one bit during this whole chaotic time. And that's really a beautiful thing. And
It's
people
faith.
need that.
It's faith, you
It's
know,
faith.
and you really, that's held all of my household together is faith. And then giving others and ourselves grace, right?
Mhm.
Because everyone's struggling with
Mhm.
something, whether it's, you know, the gardener didn't show up or someone's sick with a virus, right? So I
Mhm.
think that giving grace and to yourself and to others has been very important this year.
Mhm.
We tried to do that, but yeah.
So many words of wisdom. I appreciate you. Thank you so much
I
for
appreciate
being.
you, Sunshine. I thank you so much for having me. I was blown away that you would even ask. So I'm
Oh
humbled
my gosh.
and I'm super excited.
Yeah, I love the strength of you. I wish we could put you in a bottle.
Hey man, trust me, my clients take some of this. Take some of it.
So
I'm
awesome.
sure you know too. Your people take yours, I'm sure. I try to suck your energy.
We'll have to talk.
Yes, for sure. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love that you were on here. And everybody will be reaching out to you. The link's on the bottom. And thank you so much.